Do you find yourself holding back in marketing your nutrition business or your health coaching business or talking about the results your clients could get or being more visible with your business in general because you fear getting some pushback? What do I mean by pushback? Do you fear haters? We call them haters online. Do you fear that people are going to challenge what you have to say because you have a bold stance that goes against what the traditional narrative is? And so you find yourself watering down the bold messaging you want to have into what you think is a little bit more acceptable because you don't want to get haters online. Is that happening to you? Or even if you haven't realized it's happening, and now as I say that, you're thinking, you know what? That actually does kind of land. You are not alone. You are not alone. My name's Andrea Nordling. I work with holistic nutritionists and health coaches inside the Profitable Nutritionist, which is my online group coaching program where I help nutritionists and health coaches make a lot more money and help a lot more people. And to do that, they have to talk about their business and they have to talk about what they do and they have to talk about who they help. And along the way, sometimes people have a problem with that. And sometimes people take exception. And sometimes you will get online haters. And I get haters in my business too, which is a story I'm going to tell you about today that prompted me to just go, you know what? I got to push record on this video and I just have to get it out there today because we have to talk about it. We have to talk about haters. Is it a problem to get hate online? And a hater, by the way, let's just even define what does that mean? A hater is someone that goes out of their way to post something online that is not kind to you or to your business or to your philosophies or whatever, however that lands for you, something about that. I had a great hater comment on YouTube recently. So that's what spawned this discussion. And I'll tell you about that. But just so we're on the same page, like a hater is not somebody who disagrees with you politely, but a hater is somebody who is going out of their way to be negative and to, stir things up, stir the pot, as the case may be. So, will this happen to you in your business? Do you even need to think about it? Is it a consideration? Is it something that's holding you back? I'm not sure, but I think as a business owner in 2025, and when we are in a digital era, it is important to recognize that this is a possibility and probably it will happen for you. Okay. To be clear, it probably will happen. Why do I say that? Well, because if you're marketing your business digitally at all, people might have something to say about it. And if you reach enough people to have a meaningful impact, then probably somebody's going to hate on you a little bit. It's probably going to happen. It's not a problem. It doesn't have to be a problem. It can feel really scary, of course, and we'll talk about why that is and we'll talk about how to move around it. But let's just normalize the fact that it's probably going to happen because there are a lot of bots. These aren't even always real people, by the way. There are a lot of bots commenting on social media. There are, so if you're on social media, this is a real consideration is that there might not even be real people that are hating on you and you're getting hate. And you're meanwhile like, oh my gosh, this is awful. And it's not even real people. Okay. So let's just actualize the fact that that's going on. And it could be a sign that your messaging is working. Because if you're being bold enough to say the thing that you really want to say, it's probably offensive to some people in the world. And that's okay. All right, let's talk about it. So, my story for you today is that I got a real doozy of a hater comment on YouTube. And it was the first one on YouTube in a good long time. I've had a YouTube channel for a while, but I've recently, I mean, years, maybe like 10 years, but I have recently started posting a lot more videos and being a lot more bold with my stances on a lot of things. And that had prompted a good old hater comment. And I laughed about it. Actually, what happened is, and I really am going back and forth on if we should even post this comment because I did take a screenshot of it. I don't think we will. It doesn't, the context of the comment doesn't really matter. All that to say that somebody really went out of their way to tell me that they did not enjoy my voice. They did not enjoy my content. They did not enjoy anything about me and some other nasty things. And that's just what happen sometimes. Like, it's okay. But Andrea of 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago would have not handled that the same way that Andrea today did. And so I realized in that moment, oh, yeah, this is something we need to touch on more often than I probably talk about it. Okay. So what I did when I got this comment is, first of all, I laughed. I screenshotted it and I wrote the response that I wanted to write. And I had a very clever. It was a hilarious reply, I must say. And again, and part of me that is just like self-righteous wants to show you what I posted because I screenshotted that. It was so funny, but I didn't actually send it. Okay, so I posted the thing I wanted to say in like my retort, which was very clever and fantastic, if I do say so myself, and I never sent it. Okay, I screenshotted it for my own viewing pleasure if I ever want to, and I then deleted it, deleted the comment, bless and release, and moved on. So I offer that you don't need to engage. In fact, I would say don't engage as a practice unless you're trying to go viral. We'll talk about that in a minute. Don't engage, okay? Bless and release, don't engage. But also give yourself the satisfaction of saying the thing that you want to say. I had the best reply. I replied it. I typed it all in there. I had the great satisfaction. But there's really no satisfaction in engaging with someone who thinks it is the best use of their time to send mean, nasty messages to strangers on the internet. That's not someone I actually want to talk with. So I didn't post the reply. I gave myself the satisfaction. Then I deleted and did a bless and release. Okay. So my strategy here is number one, delete, bless and release. Said a prayer for that person, send them on their way. Number two, don't engage. I know I already said this, but don't engage. Now, it is a strategy that some people use to stir up hater comments and then comment on them. And there's more and more back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the reason that people do that a lot of the time is because it gets a lot more reach and it can kind of go viral in a sense, maybe literally sometimes, but also just like in a lesser sense by having the conflict because the algorithm rewards conflict. So depending on if like what platform you're on where you're getting hate on, that could be happening. Okay. You see people doing that. I don't think that that's a good strategy. Again, like I said, I am just like not interested in that experience anyway. So I'm not posting on social media. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't have social media platforms. I do for our business have two business pages, one on Facebook, one on Instagram that have no content on them. But the reason we have them is so that we can run ads on those platforms. So I do have ads running on those platforms a lot of the time. And sometimes people will comment on those as well. Somebody from my team deletes it if it's nasty. Yeah, I know that if we replied to them and if we went back and forth and we were combative in the comments of those ads, the ads would get shown to even more people. They would get more engagement. Our costs per click would probably go down. It may be advantageous to do that. And I'm sure that that's why people do, but I have no interest in running my business that way. I have no interest in any of it. So we just delete and bless and release. So that's step one, bless and release. Number two, don't engage unless you're trying to go viral and you have a strategy around that. And if you're watching this video, you probably don't. Okay. You're probably watching this or listening to the audio version of the podcast. If that's where you're listening because you have a fear of people berating you online and that doesn't feel good and you want to know what happens in that scenarios. And that's what we're really talking about. So I assume it doesn't apply to you. You're not trying to go viral. You're not trying to fight with strangers on the internet, nor do you think that that's a good use of your time, which means you have to figure out what is a good use of your time. And that brings me to my number 3 tip. First of all, bless and release. Second of all, don't engage. Delete, 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 delete. Third, have a practice of looking at good reviews. Have a practice of looking at testimonials from people that are happy with the work that you're putting out in the world. Have a practice for this built into your work week, if not work day. What I mean by that is that it is a lot easier to let the bad comments or haters online or negative feedback from anyone in your life, personally, professionally, roll off your back if you don't believe that it's true. And the way that you don't believe that those comments are true, this person on YouTube that had a lot to say about my voice, which I can't change, so I'm not really sure what I was supposed to do about that anyway. But I don't care. I don't have a problem with my voice. It's not something that I worry about. So whatever. Like that just rolled off my back. I just was like, what a sad person you are if this is what you think is the best use of your time is to comment like this. But if I was very insecure about my voice, that would have really bothered me. If I thought, oh my gosh, my voice is a problem. I don't even want to record because I hate my voice. And then people were commenting on my voice and, pouring salt in the wound of that deep insecurity of mine, it would mean something different. And what I see with my clients that are afraid of getting haters online or that are keeping themselves from saying the thing in their marketing that they want to say, or even being more visible in their marketing in general because they're afraid of getting backlash. The reason for it is because they think that the backlash would be merited. They think that there would be something behind it. They think there would be substance behind it because their belief is that there is some flaw here. Like they have a lack of belief in themselves. They have a lack of belief in the people that they're helping, the results that their clients get, the offer that they have, the process that they bring their clients through. They just could be many different things, but they have a belief that there is a flaw here that's going to be revealed, and the haters on the internet might be the ones to reveal it. The antidote to that is to constantly be filling your brain with how this work is meaningful, with how worthwhile it is, with how valuable it is for the right people, with how much impact you're making, and with what a great job you are doing and how important it is that more people are seeing the message that you're putting out in the world. So when you are constantly filling your brain with that, it's really hard to think, gosh, there's flaws here that are going to get exposed. Like those two things just don't usually exist at the same time in your brain, but you have to consciously have a practice for looking at the good and collecting the evidence of how your work is really valuable. I suggest doing that by looking at your reviews and your testimonials. How are your clients or people around you, if you haven't worked with any clients yet, this still applies. How are people around you getting great results from the content that you're putting out, the conversations that you're having, the value that you are already giving to the world, whether that's clients paid or not? How are they already just changing and they're being impacted positively by your work? Put that in your brain as often as possible. I literally go read Google reviews and client testimonials on a weekly basis. I especially do this before I have like a webinar that I'm doing or a sales presentation or a sales call. I want to go fill my brain with the impact that I'm making and remind myself of why it's important to do what I'm doing. Best way to do that is to read the words that my happy, happy, happy clients are sending in and are saying, this is so impactful. This is so life changing. These are the results I'm getting. So do that for yourself. You have to have a way of collecting testimonials and reviews and your client wins. If I mean, of course, for your marketing purposes, of course, for your sales purposes, but also, and maybe even more importantly, for your belief purposes, for you to constantly revisit and to be reminding yourself of how impactful this work is that you're doing and how important it is that you keep doing it. Because you will get haters online. If you're being loud and proud about what you do and what you think and why you think it, probably people will take exception. Probably will happen. I'm not going to create a video for you on how to avoid hate online. I'm going to say lean into it. If you are visible and if you're talking about what you want to be talking about, probably people are not going to like it sometimes. And it's okay. You won't die. You won't die, I promise. It's also going to be easier for you to handle if your brain is full of evidence that maybe it's not for everybody, but for the right people, it's exactly what they need. And there's so much value that you're putting out, and your business is so important, and your message is so important, and the way that you're showing up is so important. But we have to consciously be feeding that into our brain. Otherwise, our very negative human brain that is programmed to keep us safe, to keep us within the herd and in the tribe, and don't go without it and don't get rejected. And for goodness sake, don't go out on a limb. That brain of ours will keep us safe and keep us from talking about our business and talking about the impact that we want to have and the philosophies that we have that maybe go against the grain of what is the norm and all of that. So we have to have a way to counteract it. We have to know that, of course, it feels scary to risk rejection from our peers and people in the world and strangers on the internet that might even be bots. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. But it isn't if you have a plan. So here's your plan. When it happens, say, I got my first hater, I got my second hater, I got another hater. Okay, it's happening. And just accept it. It's probably going to happen at some point. That's all right. Bless and release. Okay. Say a prayer for them, send them on their way, delete. Delete. Step 2 is delete. Don't engage. Don't engage. Just don't. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. Don't engage, delete, let it go. And then third, but actually maybe this should be number 1, have a practice for looking at the good stuff and filling your brain with the evidence of the good, because otherwise you will dwell on a hater. A hater comment will get you and you will think about it for years to come, but it does not have to be that way. If you are constantly filling your brain with 20, 30, 50 other testimonials and wins of your clients and people that you're impacting, that will be first and foremost in your mind. And the haters, like, that'll just be water off your back. Okay. So this is my message. Bless and release. I'm going to be humble by not showing you my hilarious response to the hater that I never even sent. So this feels like a growth moment for me because I'm very tempted to do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just end this message by saying, lean into the fact that if you are making an impact, you might also ruffle some feathers, and some people don't respond to that real well. And they may think that their best response is catty, nasty comments online. It could happen. I also imagine that some people will be watching this or listening to the audio version and think, well, what if they go on Reddit? Like, what if this isn't social media? What if it's something else? What if it's something permanent? And I want you to answer for yourself, what if? Like, what if they did? What would you do? What would you not do? Have a protocol. I think anytime we have hypothetical situations where our brain is like, well, what if this happens? And let's answer, well, what if that did happen? What would you do? How would you handle it? Have a plan that will calm down your nervous system. It will calm down your brain to know that it will all be okay. You will have a plan. It'll be easier for the water to roll off your back and the negative comments, which can happen. And it's going to be okay. And also, look at the positive. Look at the negative. That wasn't the message of this. No. Look at the positive. Look at the positive always, but have that be part of your work week. Have it be part of your work day sometimes. A calendar, repeating calendar item that comes up for you. Go look at testimonials folder. Go look at Google reviews. Go read through them. I am telling you, it will change everything in how you think about the work that you're doing and the motivation that you have to keep doing it when you have a practice of looking at the evidence that this is really, really worthwhile. I will end by saying that one of my clients told me that she has nailed every single sales call that she has had in a certain afternoon of the week. And she's like, when people book that day, I close every single one of them. And she said, I realize the reason is because I have a client that I see before that block of time that is getting such amazing results. So I'm at such a high level of belief in my process and in what's possible for my people because I'm coming off of this client call that's just consistently blowing my mind. And so I go into those sales calls with such a high level of belief and I nail every single one of them. And like, isn't it amazing how our mindset is everything? Okay. So hopefully some part of that is helpful for you and you can take it to the bank. All right. You'll make more money. You'll help more people when you get out of your own way and just be okay with the haters. It's probably going to happen, but you can handle it. Bless and release. Don't engage and have a practice for looking at the good stuff and filling your brain with that instead. Okay. I feel like my work is done for today.